Hi guys, I'm Mrs. Rambo. If you don't know me, I am the first period materials teacher. I am here to give you guys some basic instructions for your mini tower challenge. So I have two mini towers that you saw in the pictures on the challenge sheet. One is made out of toothpicks and hot glue. You guys can see I've got a square design, I have two stories, and I've got an X within my squares. This tower is made out of paper and Scotch tape. I have a single story here. I've got 4 little support towers and then 2 little squares to help, or 2 little rectangles to hold my tower in place. This is completely made from Scotch tape and paper. This is completely made from hot glue and toothpick. We're going to be having you guys use paper in one of the upcoming builds. We're going to have you make a chair out of paper. So if you would like to get out of toothpicks for a day and do something a little different, you can grab some paper and Scotch tape. If you are trying to master the toothpicks, or you are the master of toothpicks and would like to use toothpicks for this challenge, please go ahead. When you guys go to test your mini tower, you're going to need some kitchen supplies, preferably unopened kitchen supplies. So I grabbed some spaghetti. I've got 3 cans, as you guys could see in the photo. If you could get like a small, medium, and a large can, that would be great. All 3 of my cans add up to 47 ounces. I also have a pound of spaghetti. So grab some items from your kitchen when you are ready to test your tower. I would first build it and then get the materials to test it when you're ready to make your Flipgrid video. All right, you guys hopefully by now have an idea of how to do the toothpick towers. If you need some advice or a tutorial, go ahead and pull up the other video that goes over how to do the setups. When you're doing your mini tower challenge, I would suggest picking a shape that you want your stories to be, or your floors essentially, and starting with that, making sure that you're not gluing them to wax paper or to a piece of paper is a good idea, again, so you don't get glue all over a table. In this video, I want to show you guys how to use paper. So for my tower, I made rolls. You can do folded pieces of paper if you want to just take and fold paper like that. You can do that. If you wanted to, fold it into a square or triangle shape, you can do that. I was going to teach you guys how to do rolls. If you wanted to do rolls, this is a trick I picked up from our art teachers. So if you want to make a nice tight roll, what you can do is take a pen or something that is circular, put it at one end of the corner of your paper, and just start rolling. Once you have it started, you can pull your pen or your stick or whatever you're using out. Not very well rolled. You want it to be nice and tight as you're rolling it. But when you look, or when you feel it, you'll feel that the tower is a lot stronger than just a flimsy piece of paper. So that's the goal. For mine, I took a piece of paper and I cut it in half to create my 2 towers, and then I used a full piece and bent it into the rectangular shape, and then I just taped it. Okay, once you guys have your roll made, you just take a piece of Scotch tape and secure it at one end, and then take another piece and secure it all the way around on another end. You'll have a nice sturdy piece of paper to work with. Again, you can bend this into whatever shape you want. If you want to do a triangle, if you can tuck the end in, you can do that, or you can just cut off any excess of paper that you have for whatever shape you're making. And then to construct or put the towers together, I built a base to hold mine inside. You can hold them on the outside. If you want to create a flat piece and attach it onto there, you can do that. Or if you wanted to, you could even take your towers and create legs where you fold them in half. If you want to make a nice, easy piece of area to tape, one second, you can do something like this where you have these two, you can cut these even, and then you can just tape this piece right onto your story or whatever your base is. So that's a good technique for making it easier to tape. I chose to tape mine just directly onto the rectangle that I made, and I just put a piece over and then put a piece around the base to secure it. All right, to test it, you're going to turn on your phone or your computer, get Flipgrid up and start recording, and then you can take the kitchen items. I would do this away from anything breakable and just stack them on top. As you guys can see, my paper tower is quite secure. You might notice your tower starting to lean. When you start seeing that leaning, that's when you probably need to step back and keep the space open because your tower might be ready to collapse. Okay, try to get as many of kitchen items onto your tower as it can hold. When I started getting to 3 on my paper tower, mine started to lean. I did the 3 cans and the spaghetti on top of my tower, and that's when mine collapsed. So that's when I stopped. So whenever you get to the point where your tower won't hold the weight or it just tips over, that is the point where you have maxed out. We'd like you to record your max weight by going onto the cans. So on every can, every piece of food, the reason we're using food is because they weigh food. It's required. So you guys can see right here on the label, it's got 28 ounces. So what you can do is you can look on all the pieces, or you can look on all the cans of food or boxes of food that you have. If you use unopened cans, you'll have the exact weight, and you can just add up all of the totals and get your max weights.